Welcome, podcast listeners. This is the second attempt at episode number 36. We had some internet issues last night, and we are finally getting to you today. This is the Fret Talk podcast. I am your host, Budget Belkadrop. Also joined today by your another co-host, Mr. Matt Quine.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, Matt. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
I mean, all things considered, yeah, not too bad. Little bit of pain this week. I may or may not have a broken rib, but show must go on. It's all right. I mean,
you definitely do have a black eye.
Yeah, it's. I've got to stop this bar brawling. It's terrible.
All I'm going to say is stop going to work and punching children, because one day they're going to snap and they're going to punch you back.
Punching children. Yep. It's always the way.
Totally what you were doing.
Yep. So what have you been up to this week, Matt? We've said that I've been beaten. So what have you been up to?
I suppose we'll start with the thing that happened most far away ago. That's probably the worst way I could have said that.
That's the greatest English that I've ever heardest. So, what you did most far away ago, yes?
Yeah. So last Saturday, I gigged with my band. It was a private function for a public schools charity dinner.
Okay.
So there was a fairly big budget. The company that I also sometimes work for that does sound and lighting were running in a PA system and all the stuff for us. So we were just bringing backline, guitars, and pedal board. Everything else was provided. So PA system, all the mics and cables and monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
The night before, I ended up running in all of the microphones and monitors and cables and stuff because the guys who were doing the PA system had not worked for us previously, so didn't know what our lineup was. And I said it was just easier if I kind of went in, said, right, this is where everybody stands, this is where everything needs to go. Ran it all in myself in the end because they were busy setting up all the stuff in the room. So I set everything up for everybody.
Single-handedly. It sounds like you needed a cape at that night. Superman.
Yeah, it was. I put in every single monitor. I put in the cables for both sides from the amps. I then put in all of the microphones for singing, all of the microphones for guitar cabs, the DI for the bass, all the microphones for the drums and stuff, all without none of it being there. So I spent a lot of time walking around going, there'll be this there, that there, that there. And then going, oh crap, I've missed that. And going back. But yeah, it was just easier than trying to tell the guys roughly where things would be and then turning up the following day and things being out of position. So I did that on the Friday night, and then on the Saturday we did the gig. It was a really good, enjoyable gig. We were quite worried when we got there because we were on fairly early on in the night. So I think we were on from 8 till 10 and the event had only started at 7. So people weren't particularly drunk. And we're always worried when people aren't particularly drunk.
They need to be in that sweet spot, don't they?
Yeah. But people seemed to be, because they were on the dance floor from about the second or third song in the set, and we played through the 2 hours and kept people on their feet most of the night. So yeah,
get in.
It was all good. Yeah,
loving that.
It was one of the positive gigs. You know, we get a few where they're really slow starters or stuff, but yeah, it's a really great crowd, really good night, and a fairly decent payday as well.
Cha-ching. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It's all about the money.
Yeah, not the adoration, not the warm feeling that you get when you get people up and dancing. It's all about the green, that cold, hard cash.
Yeah, I mean,
stay in school,
we joke, but it's nice to be able to pay my insurance for my guitars from 3 gigs.
Yeah, definitely. Covering overheads is always a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're breaking even or better, in a year, it's a good year for the guitar.
It's when you know you've made it, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was really good. Really enjoyed that. And then immediately following the gig, I ripped the Marvel Drive off the board because I'm committed now to getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So the Marble Drive came off the board because I still couldn't get the sound that I wanted.
R.I.P. Marvel Drive.
So that will be going on the Gear Exchange at some point when I can remember to take a photo of it.
I don't have money to buy it, man.
But it's been owned by such prestigious people as Christopher Wilson, the Guitar Geek himself.
Yeah. I don't think there's a piece of gear out there that hasn't been owned by Chris Wilson, so that's not really a badge of honor, is it?
I mean, this exact pedal.
Yeah.
It started out as Chris Wilson's, then it was the Guitar Geek.
I think they all have, Matt. I think they all have.
Oh, well, there goes my marketing spiel. How am I going to sell it now?
Yeah, it's Marvel Drive 3, isn't it? You can say it's at least one better than Marvel Drive 2. There you go.
I can't remember. Let's have a look at the box. It is... Doesn't say. Oh, yeah, it's Marvel Drive 3.
So I know your pedal better than you do.
Apparently they did it in 5 colours. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like white, purple, black. Or we don't care about the colour of pedals on this podcast. We are very anti-aesthetic, aren't we? I mean,
we are. We're totally
aside from when I do neon pink pedals and
they're amazing and draw symbols on pedals.
Yeah, symbols. So what have you done the most far away, Matt? I had to kind of wrap my head around that sentence then.
So the most far away would be about 5 minutes before this before this call starting.
Yes.
I went and picked up a vintage SG. It's a cherry red vintage SG, set neck, gold hardware.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. From what I've played through a cheap practice amp, it plays all right. I've heard rumours that the pickups aren't great, but I'll try it through my Marshall Lee 12 tomorrow.
Yeah.
See
they're the Wilkinson pickups, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard that they are quite good, and that they are bad. I've never heard that they are the best thing.
There we go. Yeah.
So there's
so basically, I saw this on a local classified.
Yeah.
For £70. £70. Now, I've never seen anything apart from Squier Strats and Encore Strats for anything less than £100 over here.
Yeah.
Just because it's so hard to get your hands on anything over here that, people can charge a little bit more because they know that if you go to the UK, you've got to pay postage anyway.
Yeah, there's a bit of a captive market.
Yeah, very much so. But one of the guys I used to work behind the bar with was selling this for £70. Some guy had said if he still has it tomorrow, can he come and have a look at it? So when I messaged him, I was like, any chance I can come and have a look tonight? And he's like, yeah, fine. And I went round and he's like, well, the other guy has said he'll give me the 70 that I'm asking for. So I turned up with £70 in cash and handed it over. And I brought it home. Now,
you sneaky gentleman.
I have said on the group chat, because I was umming and ahhing about whether I should get it, and Moog had said that he was looking for an SG for a project. So I've said to Moog that I will box this up and send it to him. But I'm in two minds now because now I've played it, and I probably wouldn't have played it if Moog hadn't said that he was looking for an SG copy as well, because I probably would have gone, I probably don't need it, but now I've played it, and now I've played it. It just feels like a high-end Squier to a mid-range Mexican, sort of Bender. That's the kind of quality it feels.
The kind of price bracket.
Yeah, it plays like a £500 to £600 instrument. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And even if I had to not drop the pickups out, at the moment I could spend £400 on pickups, and it would feel like I spent the right amount on it.
I mean, you don't need to do that. We already know.
I know it.
We already know the correct set of pickups that go in this. I've been banging on
Demarcio Super Distortions.
Of course. Oh man. Oh. No, for some people, Demarcio Super Distortions are the right choice, but they are wrong. So, yeah.
Has Fletch put the blend set on sale yet?
Yes, they're up on the website, and I believe there is a little sound demo as well. I think I did a little kind of demo review on my YouTube last week, and very sneakily I spelt Fletcher pickups wrong.
You did what? How many times have you written that on the internet?
Yeah,
when people ask about pickups.
So if you slow it down enough to read it, it's Flethka pickups. Flethka pickups. Flethka pickups. Yeah. So yeah, and I have a little bit of news regarding those very Flethka pickups, the Flethka blends. They may be very soon going into my Les Paul. So yes,
They're just that good, are they?
I'm a very excited chappy. Yeah, he sorted me out with a rather stonking deal. So I thought, why not? Why not?
But yes, so I've agreed to send this to Moog. So the plan at the moment still is to send it to Moog.
Well, by the time this podcast comes out, we know that you will have double crossed him, and you will be keeping that guitar. So sorry, Moog. It was good while it lasted. No, it is an absolutely beautiful guitar. I've made it no secret that I've got an absolute soft spot for the SG at the moment. It is very much my favourite.
Is it soft? Are you sure? You sure it's not a raging hard spot?
It's very much that. Yeah, so I bought the Vox SG shapey thing a couple of weeks back, and it's beautiful. But I don't do anything by halves. When I got a soft spot for tellies, I now have got 7 tellies. 7 or 8. I don't know. I've lost count.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
You don't even know how many tellies you've got.
But I love them all dearly. How
can you love them all if you don't even know how many you have?
It's like the Mormons, is it? They have like multiple wives, don't they? I'm sure they lose count as well.
Yeah, totally.
They collect them like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, Mormon wives. Yep. We've alienated that very tiny corner of our listenership.
That's the entire of Salt Lake City never listening to this podcast again.
Indeed. I went to Salt Lake City. It was lovely. It was cold because I went to a mountainous region in Salt Lake City. But yeah, it was wonderful. Anyway, this is not geography talk. This is fret talk, where we talk about frets. So yeah, the SG is something that I've had a little, I don't know, a soft spot for. And I just so happened to, when I took my guitar to Mr. Fletcher, he handed me three new to me guitars, one of which was an SG. And I'll talk about the pickups in that later. So one was a Strat shape, and it's Fletcher's take on the Seymour Duncan quarter pounder Strat singles. So kind of 1/4 inch pole pieces, quite aggressive sounding, almost P90-ish. and yeah, they sound great. The guitar itself, by his admission, is a pile of crap. It's made of parts that aren't very good parts. One of the parts was an Encore. I think it was an Encore body. So it's quite it's a bit like a yin yang experience, because the guitar makes you hate playing guitar. However, the pickups make you want to play guitar for the longest possible time. So it's a bittersweet experience. One of the other guitar is a P90 Leyden. Essentially, it's a slab of pallet wood. I think it's made out of like a couple of pallets glued together. It's vaguely Telecaster shaped. It's got a Bigsby on it. I'm sure I've shared it on my channel before, because I did have it for a short period of time.
I vaguely remember you talking about this when I got the Gretsch, because you said you'd been obsessed with the Bigsby as well.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I've got that one back. Essentially, the switch ended up dying when I had it. It was nothing to do with me. Don't look at me about it. It just happened. Which meant that...
Did it just happen, or did you mess with the electronics?
I imagine, because I've got a corner of guitars. I imagine just the weight of like all of those guitars were pressing upon this switch. Who knows? But anyway, he fixed that, which was cool. So now I can select the neck pickup on that guitar, and yep, it's good. But this SG, so it's a black SG, so it's kind of Angus Young inspiring to look at. When I was playing it, the only thing I could coax out of it was Clapton, because huge Cream fan anyway, and it sends me back to those early Cream records. However,
ooh, I love the early Cream stuff.
I do, yeah. I all of Cream. I think a couple of years back. It was quite a few years back now, actually. I got on like a big Cream kick, and I bought Disraeli Gears and thought, wow, this is awesome. So then I ended up buying all of the albums, just all in one go, and it was a glorious event. And I'm still to this day stealing Clapton licks because they're great. So yeah, the pickups in this SG, there was a reason why you put these pickups into an SG, because they are, and I think he described them as being the most childish pickups that he makes. Which I thought was
brilliant. He gave it to the most childish man that he knows.
Yeah, exactly. He thought, well, who draws penises on enclosures? Yep, that's the guy for me. So, bridge pickup is I believe he calls it a Neo Hell, named such because of the neodymium magnet in it, which makes it ridiculously high output. It's so high output you can
like 20k.
I think I think it might be over that. It's so high that I'm sure that if you put your ear to it, you can hear it humming. It's going. So yeah, I'm sure it creates its own electricity.
Nice. Yeah. It's not something that I would personally choose, but yeah, that sounds like it's going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, well, strangely enough, his description of it on his website says like being punched in the ear. And
there we go.
Yeah. And the neck pickup is another ridiculously high output thing. I think it might be an Alnico 8. But yeah, so these two pickups are designed to be just ridiculous, childish fun. And that they do. However, like I did mention, I was playing Clapton stuff on it, and Clapton, as you are aware, did not use ridiculous amounts of gain. He was not gentastic. He was not.
Are you sure he didn't use some ENGs in the 80s?
Yeah. No, he used lace sensors. They look EMG, but they're not.
They don't sound it, though.
No, they don't. They sound smooth and creamy and gorgeous. In fact, some people have a little bit of disdain for the lace sensors, but I've never understood it. They sound good, and they completely buck the single coil hum as well. So yeah, Adam Yeomans from like 2 weeks ago. He's got a Stratocaster, a Squire Strat that's got lace sensors in it, and it's one of the greatest sounding instruments I've ever heard. So bonus. I think the thing with that is because he's playing it, and he's awfully good, awfully good. But yeah, so childish pickups. These ridiculously high output pickups, because they're not ceramic magnets, they're actually really dynamic. The pick response with them is really dynamic. And by just coaxing the volume and tone controls a little bit, you can tease out these like I say, Clapton-esque tones.
That's really quite something for something that it's, like you say, is so high output. You just think it does metal and nothing else.
Yeah, you'd think it just shouts at you, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but for them to have dynamics of some sort by whatever you do, I take it it's either you picking dynamics or tweaking the tone controls and volume controls a little bit.
Yeah, both. Yeah, it almost encourages both approaches. So it's nice. It's absolutely amazing in that sense. They are a little bit too ridiculous at the higher end for me to consider them for my uses. However, if you are a metal player, and who of us doesn't play metal from time to time, these don't just do the one-trick pony thing that EMGs do. That I've experienced EMGs do. Because my fabled Les Paul Standard, the Gibson Les Paul Standard, when I first had that guitar, it had a set of EMGs in it. And at the time, I was using a Spider valve. So Line 6 Spider valve combo. I know I hung on the Spider bit a little too long there. I almost heard the listeners turning the episode off there. This was
EMGs into a Spider valve.
Well, the way I had my amp set, I had 4 channels, as you do. You got A, B, C, D channels, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Believe it or not. And I had
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, 1, 4, 3, 6. I don't know. I know that's the new Hotone switcher. It's just gonna have random numbers: 1, 47, 3, 12. Yeah, the Matt Quine.
Is it helping you pick your lottery numbers?
That's it. The Matt Quine signature. It'd be brilliant. So I had this 4-channel switching. I had clean, and my clean was kind of clean with just a tiny little bit of drive, just to put a bit of hair onto it to thicken it up a bit. Then I had crunch. Then I had kind of rock, and then I had loud rock. And through the clean channel, it was a full-on gain channel. Because that tiny little bit of hair on the edge of the notes turned into, that's a crunch channel now. So whenever I plugged those EMGs in, I didn't have a clean channel.
Who needs a clean channel?
Apparently not me. It wasn't long before I took those pickups out and replaced them with sensible things. Like a Damasio Super Distortion.
Way.
Yeah, I happen to have a set of a DiMarzio Super Distortion and an Air Norton kicking about, and I put those into that. And although they were a little bit more dynamic, they were still pushing the front end of the amp. So I didn't learn.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Have you ever have you ever kind of ventured into the land of active or really loud shouty pickups, Matt?
So the first guitar I ever did any modding on at all was a Yamaha RG612A. Now, I couldn't tell you what 612A means, but basically it's an RG series. And that had active EMGs in it. It was a HSH active EMGs. I don't know what model EMGs they were. They were just black EMG pickups.
Yep, cool. I'd imagine that there'd be the EMG Selects if it was a relatively kind of mid-range Yamaha, but
yeah. So that was my first sort of foray into playing something a little bit different. At the time, I basically had a Squier Strat, I had a Yamaha Pacifica, and then I had this Yamaha RG.
So you had like nice classic tones in your face.
Yeah. And I couldn't get over that I had to keep changing the battery every month or so.
Yeah.
Because it likes to chew. They like to chew batteries. So I decided that I was going to take the powered pickups out and replace it. And I still have the pickups. I still have the guitar, but the guitar has no pickups. And this is going back 8 years. So I do have form for taking guitars apart and leaving them. Because we're 8 years down the line, and the guitar still has no pickups.
So yeah, you decided, these pickups are not for me. I'll take those out, but not actually replace them with any pickups. Oh, goddamn.
No, the body is still sat there, and the neck is sat there, and the empty cavities of the guitar, basically, because I just pulled everything out because it was all connected.
The guitar is full of emptiness, like your promises to the guitar.
Well, the guy who had it before me had modded it as well, so instead of it having a 5-way select switch, it had 3 on and offs, 1 for each of the pickups.
Okay.
And then it had three other knobs that did like in phase and out of phase. And I had no idea what the guy was talking about when he sold me the guitar. I just know that he was selling it stupidly cheap because he tried to do a relic job on it and done a really bad job.
That's the common foil of the modern guitarist, isn't it?
Yeah, but so it was a really weird pickup selection thingy, and I just couldn't get my head around it. So I just unscrewed everything, pulled the entire circuit out.
Literally gutted the thing, having its innards in your hands, going Wah!
Yeah, and all of those innards are in a clear plastic bag, but I've not done anything with them since.
I think, it's a good job that you've decided to sell this this SG onto Moog, isn't it?
I've gotten better since then. I with my Squier Strat, my Squier Pink Sparkle Strat, it only took me taking the pickups out to get the new pickups in it.
Yeah, tell me about that Telecaster that you've got, Matt.
That was only like 5 months ago I took that apart. So we're if I get it done this weekend, we'll be...
Yeah, in 8 years' time, I'm going to come back to you on that one. Going to go, still haven't sanded it down, mate.
But yeah, that's the only guitar with high output pickup, bringing it back to where we should be, rather than laughing at me. The only guitar with high out pickups I've owned. However, Mr. Burroughs, that we talk about fairly often, has a Telecaster with the Billy Gibbons Tele pickup that's got 28k output.
Okay.
And that pickup is amazing. If you want to get a heavy blues sound out of a Telecaster, that's the pickup you need. It's so in your face, it's unreal. I think it's 28.5K the output of it.
That is that's dangerous.
And
that's
yeah,
not even...
it's just I did pull an article up on it, but yeah, 28.5K, and it's just something totally different. Steve says he uses it every now and again to go to like blues open mics, and he'll bring the telly out, and everyone looks at him like he's a weirdo bringing a Telecaster to a blues night, and then he plugs it in and plays, whatever he wants, and people go, "How is he getting Les Paul sounds out of a telly?"
That's it, by pushing the crap out of the front end of that telly pickup.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the best high output pickup I've ever tried, because you can wind it back and get some, like you say, more dynamic tones by just winding your volume back a little bit. But
yeah.
Other than that, I've tried. I've got a mate who's got a guitar with a Marcia Super Distortion in it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I'm sorry, but it's just I really didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up getting rid of my Super Distortion after I had it in probably about 3 years because I couldn't be asked to change it. But it was that kind of that nasal compressed sound where it does the kind of upper mid range. It's really present, but it's really compressed as well. So it's great for metal.
Yeah.
Or to drive an amp really hard. But it only does that. It doesn't do a great deal else.
Yeah, you couldn't use it in a function band.
No, unless the function band only played Metallica covers.
I mean, I've tried to get the function band to play some Metallica covers, but they keep rejecting it.
I wonder why.
I mean, me and the drummer, because he's got a desk pad, we often do the intro for Whom the Bell Tolls, but nobody else joins in.
I mean, I will openly admit that For Whom the Bell Tolls is an absolute tune. Absolute tune. Oh, while we're talking about tunes as well, on last week's podcast, I mentioned a song by Helloween. I gave the wrong title to that song. It was not Gimme Gimme Gimme. Yngwie Malmsteen did the version of Gimme Gimme Gimme. It was Lay All Your Love on Me by ABBA that
right, okay.
Helloween did. So check that out. Check out the Yngwie Malmsteen cover of Gimme 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 as well. Also check out. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Go on.
I was going to say check out Yngwie's version of Dream On with Ronnie James Dio as well.
Ooh, I might actually have to check that out. I hate Yngwie, but that's a song and a half. That.
Yes, it is. Yes.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to say check out. Is it Careless Whisper by Seether?
Oh dear God, no one wants to hear that. I might actually do.
I forgot to.
Yeah, put a link, put a YouTube link in the podcast group, and I will listen to it. But only if you do most of the legwork first.
I will do all of the legwork. I will even tag you in the post that I put on the Fret Talk podcast group.
Yeah, no, wicked. I will listen to it then. Through gritted teeth, I will listen to it. So moving on anyway, because silly pickups are silly. I finally got off my arse and finished a project that I've been doing for a while now, haven't I? Well, kind of. I finished part of the project. I had somewhat of Schrodinger's circuit, where I'd populated a circuit board and then left it. Because I was mentioning this to Matt in the preamble, but like my electronics workstation, Moog, this one's for you. My electronics workstation is a mobile one, and I have to pack it up and repack it every time I use it. So it means that it's a giant pain in the ass. So that pack up and pack down is enough for me to not want to start doing things. So yeah, I finally got some motivation and a little bit of time. So I thought I'll wire this fuzz pedal up that I've been talking about for a while. It's based on the Acapulco Gold. Is it an Earthquaker one? I don't know. It's by someone.
I don't know.
And
I've heard of it, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I think it might be Earthquaker. Who knows? It's got one giant knob on the actual pedal. And this version of it is basically like that, but cranked. So it's like all of the gain on it, and it then becomes like a fuzz pedal. And it sounded bloody amazing. Just really glitchy and just broken, which is what I want fuzz to sound like. I don't want fuzz to be this subtle fuzz sound. I don't want it where you can hear chords through it.
Is there any such thing as a subtle fuzz, really? I mean, aren't they just odd distortions? But to me, fuzz is unintelligible once you get past 2 note chords.
I've got a Moore Grey Phase, I think it's called. So based around a vintage fuzz face, and that's quite low gain.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
What's the point in that?
It's got like a grittiness to it. I think you're supposed to have it through a dime damp to add that fuzzy overtone.
Right. Okay.
It's fine, but it's not my go-to. Whereas this Acapulco Gold, which I will be. I've not named it yet, but it's going to be something absolutely filthy, isn't it?
It has to be something absolutely filthy.
Yeah, I don't do like subtle naming. There's probably going to be a picture of a penis or some balls, or I don't know. Who knows?
I can't wait for your Big Muff clone.
That's yeah.
The cavernous vagina.
Oh dear, yeah. I am immensely childish. So that little segment about electronics was dedicated to Moog, because I know he likes his shout-outs.
I mean, he's getting a lot of shout-outs in today's one, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Today's podcast sponsored by Moog, and his project Rapscallion. There's some stuff happening over there, so check it out. I've heard a couple of his tunes, and they're wicked. Really like Queen, Darknessy meets like old English gentleman. Brilliant. all of the things that you'd love to put into a cooking pot. But anyway, this week on our podcast group, I shared a bit of love for a legendary guitarist. So basically, the story was I was driving to work at the time, and for whatever reason, I was listening to a podcast, and my attention veered off somewhat, and I had "Need Your Love So Bad" by Fleetwood Mac stuck in my head. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to listen to it. I was stuck in traffic anyway, so I thought, plonk it on YouTube, get it playing through my car speaker system. And the way that YouTube works, I don't even think I need to explain this to you, but it does an autoplay, so it'll play related stuff afterwards. And it just sent me down a Peter Green rabbit hole. And by the time I got to work, I just thought, oh my God, why am I not listening to more Peter Green? This is just, it's so good. It's so good. But we unearthed a little fact, didn't we, Matt? And what was that fact?
That fact was I didn't know much about Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac.
Heresy.
And when I say I didn't know much about Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, I listened to about 4 albums this week, and I think I recognised 3 of the songs.
Yeah.
So I recognised the one that you've just mentioned, "Need Your Love So Bad." I recognised "Black Magic Woman."
Yeah.
And I recognised Albatross.
Oh, Albert Ross, yeah.
Which is possibly my favourite instrumental track of all time. It's a beautiful, beautiful composition. I wouldn't even call it a song. It's just amazing.
Unfortunately, it reminds me of Marks and Spencer's now. Because they run an ad campaign with that, and them saying how their food is like porn, essentially.
Yeah, it kind of does for me, but I can take that out of my mind and just listen to the music, and it is just a beautiful.
It's nice and chilled, isn't it? It's not about showing off. It's about the kind of melody to it.
It is.
I have a bit of an odd story about Albatross. I had a friend in college who happened to be, if you think about like Doc Brown from the Back to the Future trilogy, like mad genius. If you think of like the musical equivalent of that, this was that guy. He played something like 14 gauge strings. He had to come up with his own gauge of string because he couldn't find a set that was thick enough. And his low E ended up being like technically a bass string. So he must have had fingers like biceps. He also his preferred plectrum of choice at the time, he used to carve up coconut shells. And he'd literally have like about 4 mil thick coconut plectrums. And he gave me one the one day, and it was amazing. I completely understood why he'd do it. He could play almost anything that you wanted him to play. He was quite a fond fan of gypsy jazz, which I'd never heard of at the time, and he got me into a little bit of Django, which brilliant. Anyway,
right, okay.
Swinging back round to Albert Ross. He did an entire cover of that song on his own, using reel-to-reel tape. He played the bass on a guitar and then slowed the tape down. And he played the drums using an old washing machine by banging on the side of it. And it was an absolutely... It was a wicked representation of Albatross.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
that actually sounds amazing.
Knowing the guy, the file will probably exist on the internet somewhere, but it'll be just lost because he just makes music, puts it out there, and lets people enjoy it. He's a mad scientist of music. He's absolutely brilliant. So yeah. That's my story of Albatross. Peter Green. How is it that you've?
I mean, he's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that I said on the group is that, like, by today's standards, his technicality and his like the mechanical ability of him wasn't anything too flashy. I mean, it was impressive, but it weren't flashy. I mean, even by people of the time, like Clapton would probably play things that are more technical. However, the feel behind it, just the note choices and the musicality behind his music was unrivaled. I would argue.
Yeah, he certainly knows exactly how hard to pick the note. He knows exactly how much to just bend or slightly use a tiny bit of vibrato just to eke out just as much as that note needed to be before moving on to the next one. It was just, like you say, it's nothing technically amazing, but it's one of the most soulful players that I've come across.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just you can tell exactly what he was feeling when he played that song at that time.
Oh, definitely. And I think one of the most important elements of Peter Green you mentioned there, and it like rung alarm bells to me that is exactly what it is. It's the dynamics of his playing. He goes from like whisper quiet to like really digging in, and you don't get that. You don't get someone using all of that dynamic range.
No, not very often. And like I say, and as I've spoken about fairly recently, music for me is all about portraying emotions, and he is clearly a king at doing that. He like I say, you just know exactly how he was feeling. Whenever he was recording those tracks. And I heard a couple of live albums as well. There was a couple of early live recordings of Fleetwood Mac that were on, I want to say, I can't even remember whether on YouTube or Amazon Prime Music or wherever I was listening to all this stuff. I found some early recordings of them. And again, it was a totally different take on exactly the same song when it got to the solo. It was just a different take on the same thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. One thing I'd also like to touch upon with Peter Green is that iconic middle position sound. I mean, because Peter Green, like I say, I mean, I'd almost all but forgotten about him until I had this kind of revival last week. And there were loads of people growing up not knowing Peter Green, which is a crying shame. However, that middle position out of phase sound is something that's still mentioned today, and I mean it's mentioned. Like pickup manufacturers are all striving to get that greeny more Les Paul sound. So even though the music may not be listened to by the generation now, that iconic tone is still, it's enduring.
Yeah, it's unique. It's not. It doesn't sound like anybody else's Les Paul, does it? Like, you think of a Les Paul, and that's not the sound you think of.
Yeah. But
then you think of, somebody says 59 Les Paul, you immediately think of the Greeny Moore Hammett guitar. And
I don't think it's ever going to be referred to as the Hammett guitar, is it? It's always going to be Greeny Moore.
He played it live at Glastonbury, but
he can play it live wherever he wants. It's
no, yeah, it is going to be the Greeny Moore, and that out of phase sound suddenly pops in your head, and you just remember how distinctive it is. It's totally different, and it's. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a tone that I personally would use very often.
No, it's got.
But I can see why people.
Yeah,
would want to try and aspire to get it.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely is. It's an iconic sound. I think. I don't know 100%, but I think the Les Paul that Adam Yeomans has bought, I believe he's bought some Fletcher pickups that have that out of phase sound in the middle position.
Nice.
So he's chasing that tone. I don't know. I've not. The guitar will be back this weekend, I believe. So I'll get to hear it very soon. But yeah, I believe he's got that Peter Green sound.
And that's cool, because that sound, like I say, it not something that I think I would be it would take me time to work out where I'd be able to use it, but it is one of those iconic sounds, and I'm sure if you've got an idea of where you'll be using it, that'd be a great sound for it to have from your guitar.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of iconic guitarists, you'd posted up a question in our group earlier this week about the most underrated guitarist of all time. So was there, apart from Peter Green, was there anyone else that you had in mind for that one?
When I initially posted the question, the first person that I would answer it with in my mind was Prince, because whilst everybody raves over his songwriting ability, until he had never really seen him play anything other than Purple Rain with a guitar solo in it.
Yeah.
And then when he died, there was all these videos popping up. There's that one where he's on the stage with Tom Petty and he does While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And Jesus Christ, is he a phenomenal guitarist? And I'd seen him basically do the solo to the end of Purple Rain live a couple of times, and it's great, but it's just a bit of soloing over a ballad. But the way he can play the guitar is phenomenal. And I didn't know anything about him as a guitarist at all. I'd never, like I say, didn't know he was a decent guitarist. I actually thought Purple Rain, he wasn't the guy that was playing the lead. I thought he was playing rhythm and somebody else was playing lead. Yeah.
No, he very much took centre stage for that entire song, didn't he?
Yeah, and he does it really well.
Indeed, yeah. It's a great tune, actually, that song. But there's some great Prince tunes that have got a little bit of tasty, because he's like really kind of funk inspired at some points as well. Some really kind of funky lines, which makes for just, it's like ear candy that when you're listening to the tune, it might not be the first thing that pops out. But if you listen again and again and again, you might just one time pick up on this cool little funk riff that's going on in the background, or just a nice little bit of lead that you missed. And it's just those little bits of ear candy that make you keep coming back to some of those tunes. Yeah,
I mean, it's just fantastic. And like I say, he's not somebody that I've ever, like, you speak to other guitarists and they all talk about Clapton and Hendrix and Santana and, all of these big names, but nobody's ever mentioned, I wish I had the ability of Prince.
Yeah.
It's not something that anybody had ever said to me, but he'd be probably in my top 5 guitarists, having gone on and fallen down that rabbit hole of YouTube where you click on a video and then you see another one and you click on that and then you see another one and you click on that.
Yeah.
And Prince is just absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, if there was anything that I'd take from Prince, it's his almost superhuman ability to wear purple velvet. I'd love that ability. I'm sure I'd look like an absolute tit in a flouncy purple velvet suit. But hey ho.
Yeah. I don't think it'd suit me either.
No. I mean, I'd take his guitar ability as well, but mainly the purple velvet. I mean, there was a couple of guitarists that sprung to mind for me. One which I think we both had a chat about before the show started, and I think I'll let you have that one because he's a bit of a ledge. But one that I mentioned was a bloke called Stan Webb of a band called Chicken Shack.
Who I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
So I will be checking this out after the cast. Yeah,
I mean, I would suggest, because the album that got me turned on to Stan Webb's Chicken Shack was, I believe it's an album called Poor Boy. And the title track from the album's wicked, but it's just full of absolute bangers. And it's almost kind of, almost Cream era Clapton stuff. Like really kind of long and winding songs that take you through like really epic jam sessions. And yeah, he's a guy. I believe he's British. And he just didn't quite hit the level of fame as some of these other British musicians. And he's a real unsung hero. And every so often, I'll put on that Poor Boy album. So it's not Poor Boy, is it? It's called Imagination Lady or Imagination Land or something like that. But
Imagination Land is a South Park episode. I doubt it's that.
It might be Imagination Lady then. But yeah, it's the track "Poor Boy" is the big track on this album, and it's absolutely wicked. It's just like raw British blues, and like his voice as well. It's wicked. So I'd very much, if you want a little bit of a gem, check that album out.
Yeah.
But there's one that we almost came out with simultaneously when we were talking about this before the cast went there, Matt.
There was a little known man called Rory Gallagher who is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, this is somebody that is not, for me, he's more well known than Peter Green, and that may not be the case for a lot of people.
I mean, you see Fender still have like stuff about him. I think they did a Rory Gallagher strat at some point.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's unheard of, but he doesn't get the recognition as like you say Clapton or Hendrix. I mean, you could listen to like Radio 1 and maybe at some point in the day hear a Clapton tune or hear a Hendrix tune or whatever, but you'd never hear a Rory Gallagher tune.
No, not at all. And he's somebody that I actually found out about whilst watching one of my personal guitar heroes that not many people will know of. He's a guy called Davey Knowles. He was in a band called Black Door Slam over here. He's a Manx fella, so he was around till he was about 18 on the Isle of Man. Uh-huh. His first band got signed and they flew out and toured with Kid Rock in the States.
Oh, nice.
So he went out there with a couple of lads from the Isle of Man as his band. They were Davey Knowles and Black Door Slam. That album was 2007, I want to say. He certainly was kind of a big reason why I picked up the guitar. I went and saw them live 3 or 4 times, and thing that he always used to talk about when he was doing his live performances over here was he would always play 2 or 3 Rory Gallagher tracks. He would always talk about his guitar influence. He'd talk about Hendrix. He'd talk about Clapton, and he'd talk about Rory Gallagher. But he would always say Gallagher was his favourite guitarist.
Yeah.
So I was somebody who has listened to Rory Gallagher on and off for about 10 years now.
Yeah. Huh?
And his stuff is just so different, but so good.
Yeah.
I can't describe it. He's just something that's totally different from what you'd expect from a guitarist that everybody is enjoying, but just so good.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know how to describe it.
There's a lot of raw kind of energy with Rory Gallagher. I think he's one of the first guitarists I ever heard that did a pinched harmonic, and it's in the song "What's Going On" from his time with Taste. And in the solo, you can hear him kind of digging in and get that, and then it starts just hitting a subtle harmonic. And that entire song, I heard it when I was kind of in my formative guitar years, and just the riff itself was immense and confused the living shit out of me. And I was trying to figure out how the hell he was doing this like massive rapid trilling riff, and then it got to the solo and my mind was blown, and I'm like, I'm never learning that because it's just like it's mastery.
Yeah, it's something that I will never get to. Like, I would class myself as a fairly good guitarist, but there's no way I'd try and learn anything by Rory Gallagher in anywhere near the set. Like, I'd do a Rory Gallagher track, but, it would be the backing chords would be the same, and I would do my interpretation, which would never be anywhere near as good as his, because he's just got techniques that I can't even comprehend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably about 13 years deep into my guitar journey, and I'd like to say I could do what's going on about 80% right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm never going to get it 100% because it's the last 10% is all Rory. It's just entirely that guy and his mad corrosive sweat, apparently. And he's just like,
feel for him.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of segues onto something we're going to talk about later next week. I don't know. We'll do it a bit later. But yeah, he's just like, at some points he was like a bull in a china shop, and it was like he had so many notes within him that it was just trying to get them out, and he was like physically pushing them out of him. It was so aggressive, and but then there's some like really soulful and tasty blues that he does as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he's just an absolutely phenomenal guitarist, and anybody who hasn't checked out all of his stuff, just go and check out. Spend a day trawling through YouTube, watch him live, because the passion he puts into playing live is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, completely bang on. And I think we're gonna move on to another kind of underrated guitarist, but one who's cropped up in the guitar press news very, very recently, today in fact. That guitarist is a man called Vivian Campbell, and today has been released by Gibson Custom Shop, a Vivian Campbell signature Les Paul custom. So I know at the start of this cast you were unsure of who Vivian Campbell was, weren't you, Matt?
I had absolutely no idea who he was. I'd never heard of him before. You actually initially said Vivian Westwood, and I went along with it.
Yeah.
And I was searching Gibson's website for a Vivian Westwood guitar and not getting anything, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, getting loads of shoes and handbags. Oh, yes, I'm a massive man bastard. But hey-ho. So, yeah, Vivian Campbell, famous for being Dio's guitarist for a while, and I actually saw him perform with Def Leppard probably about 5 years ago now. I didn't know he was going to be there, but hey-ho. Yeah, they carted him out, and he was on stage. I think he was playing like a mirror effect Les Paul at the time. So yeah, after like almost 3 decades of musical career, in fact, probably more than that now, they're deciding to give him a signature Les Paul. You've got a couple of the specs, haven't you, Matt?
I have 2 seconds. I was just Googling him to check it wasn't the guy that I saw in Whitesnake, but he was in Whitesnake, but in a different era.
Yeah, he was. Doug Aldrich is your Whitesnake man, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd forgotten. I'd seen it in the spec that I was reading about him.
Okay.
So it just mentions here on the website that I've got the specs on. It just says that he's rocks and riffed with some of the best, and it includes Dio, Def Leppard, and Whitesnake. So just prompted in the back of my mind. I've seen Whitesnake live. I wonder if it's the same guy, but yeah. So the specs on the body are it's a slightly different construction. So instead of your normal way that Gibson do their necks, this is a 5-piece long tenon join rather than the standard short tenon neck. Mm-hmm. So it's a little different. I'm guessing he wants more sustain. I'm guessing that's what they're going to say.
Sure.
It's a maple and walnut neck as well. So again, slightly different.
Okay. So it tastes delicious.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's a 70s profile neck. The entire guitar is all satin finish.
Okay.
Silver burst with a flame maple cap.
It's a what burst?
So
sorry.
I actually quite silver burst, is it?
No,
they're calling it something else.
Yeah, they are.
Antrim basalt burst.
Yeah,
it's silver burst.
Yeah, it's something to do with the because he's from Northern Ireland. I don't know exactly where, but there's a volcanic region around there, which was responsible for the Giant's Causeway.
And all the hexagonal thingies.
Yeah, and I think the colour is a tribute to the volcanic rock around there.
So they're calling it Antrim, which I guess is the county basalt burst.
Yeah,
it's basically a slightly darker silver burst.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah.
So that's the finish, and it's got a pair of Dimarzio humbuckers in it. It's got a Super Distortion and a Super 3.
Yeah.
Which are, obviously, we talked about the Super Distortion a little bit earlier, quite high output pickups.
I believe the SH3 is even higher output as well.
So why is that in the neck then?
I have no clue, mate.
I thought you always went with the higher output one in the bridge, or is that just a thing that I think that is not actually right?
No. It's common practice to do so. It is common practice.
Okay. Yeah, and then it just says that there's the hardware is your standard chrome stuff. It's rubbed and brushed hardware.
Yes,
so that it gives
that satin feel again.
Yeah.
I watched the product video on this, and he said that the neck profile was based on his gold top that he used for the entire Holy Diver record with Dio. He used it for a lot of his career because it's the guitar that he learnt to play on, apparently. So
he learnt to play on a gold top.
He did, yes.
I wish I'd learned to play on a gold top.
Well, you were Vivian Campbell. They were different times back then.
Yeah.
Different times, man. Different times. But
he probably spent as much on his gold top as I did on my Woody Ibanez G10.
Yeah. If only, man. If only. I don't know. With the way that Gibson's going, you might be able to do that soon. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But that, I mean, so because we're at a slightly elongated time at the moment, we're gonna cut this one a little short. So, what are your opinions on the Vivian Campbell, Matt?
I quite like the finish. I'm not normally a flame maple top guy, really, but I think it works quite well with the silver burst style, whatever they're calling it, because it almost looks like the burst is kind of leaking in through the flames rather than it just being a one colour with the wiggles through it like it normally does.
One colour with the wiggles through. Oh, man.
Yeah, it looks like black around the side and then a colour with the wiggles through in the middle. That's how I describe flame maple tops to people.
It's definitely a way of describing it.
But yeah, I quite like the finish. I like that it's a satin finish as well. I far prefer satin finishes to gloss finishes, but that's just personal preference. But it's a very expensive custom shop guitar, and if I was going to drop that kind of cash on a guitar, I wouldn't pick this.
Yeah. How much is it, Matt? Just humour us.
Would you like his signature on it, or would you like his signature not on it?
Which one's cheaper?
Without his signature is cheaper. It's only $5,000 without his signature. But if you want him to take a Sharpie to the back of it, it's $6,000.
Oh, wicked! Yeah, cool. £1,000 for a signature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Collector's item, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing that baffles me is Vivian Campbell. You hadn't heard of him.
Nope.
I know of him. However, I don't know his career all that extensively. I didn't know he was in Whitesnake. Just did not know. Who is this? Who is this for? Who's going to be buying a Vivian Campbell signature in 2018? Who are those fans?
60-year-old peoples who've just drawn down their entire pension and have realised that they've got a bit of money that they could probably throw at a guitar.
Yeah. In which case, they're probably not going to be asking for the ridiculously high output pickups, are they?
And no.
Who knows?
But it's fine. You can just take them out and replace them. It's fine. It's only a $6,000 guitar.
Yeah. Disposable they are. Just throw them away. Yeah. But Gibson have done something else this week as well, haven't they?
They have. They've got their Chinese New Year guitar with a dog on it.
Yeah, it's a red. It's got weird inlays as well, hasn't it? It's like gold coins or something.
Let me just let this bloody load, because I looked at it, but the only thing I remember is that it doesn't even look like a normal dog on the back, like behind the.
No, it's some weird.
It's a very weird shaped dog.
Yeah, it's like weird and spindly, isn't it? It's like almost fox terrier, but with longer legs, maybe like greyhound-esque. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's got Chinese symbols as the inlays above the 12th. So from your 3, 5, 7, and 9 are Chinese symbols. Can't tell what the 12th fret one is. I think it might be 4 symbols on top of each other, and then there's a gold coin around the, I'm going to say, 17th fret, but it covers like 4 frets.
Yeah, that really important fret, 17. And that's a very pricey instrument as well, isn't it?
It is. It's 6669.
That's almost
ouch
the price of the devil there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
ouch. No, what's the point? Who's buying a Gibson?
yeah. I think in the comment sections of the Facebook posts and stuff, people going, "Oh, Gibson are finally ripping off the Chinese manufacturer's back," which
yes,
ultimately hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I assume it's for like a very well-to-do Chinese collectors. I don't think it has much appeal outside of that. It's pricey. I don't think it's meant to have mass appeal. And it definitely doesn't. I don't think I'd want to play it.
But it's got a brass pickguard.
Of course it does. Of course.
That well-known feature from all Les Pauls that everybody wants.
That's it.
The brass
adds that really zingy tone to the. Oh, I'm not even gonna give it the time. Yeah, it's silly. I think this is where we need to hit Gibson on the nose. Say bad Gibson, bad Gibson. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to turn into a Gibson bash, but yeah. Vivian Campbell, Les Paul. Yeah, it seems fine. It looks alright. Not really my style. I don't like Silverburst things too often. And the Chinese New Year Gibson Les Paul, again, not mass appeal. I must admit, I saw a post of some of the 2018. I think it was the SGs, and I didn't wince at them, so they're growing on me.
Yeah, and like I say, I've played a 2018 Les Paul Standard when I was at Peach back in November, and they're cracking guitars. They're better than some of the standards. I've played a 2013 Standard and a 2018 Standard.
Yeah.
And if I could pick between the two, I would pick the 2018. But obviously, I don't have that kind of catch, and they have gone up slightly in price since then.
Yeah. You've just reminded me, actually, mentioning Peach, because we're coming up to the end of our podcast, but this is something that I feel really, really strongly about, and in our guitar community, we've seen like a huge whip around this subject. So the past week, I think it was around kind of Tuesday time, Peach put an announcement on their Facebook page that an £11,000 PRS private stock guitar had been stolen from their shop. They shared video footage of it happening, and it's almost heartbreaking when you see how wonderful and welcoming the guys at Peach are to these two just bastards of people, absolute scum.
Yeah.
In the video, the guy comes and opens the door for one of them and welcomes them in. They have a look around. They notice a guitar with a rather large price tag on the ticket, and in a specially designed coat with a pocket, a large kind of pocket on the inside of it, they steal this £11,000 private stock PRS. And then they have a mosey around the store and leave. And again, the bloke greets them, I assume wishes them well, and opens the door for them to give that customer service. And it's so just devastating.
It is. It's just the way that they are welcomed into the store. They're I've been to Peach. The guys will come up to you. They'll, even if they've never met you before, come over, have a conversation. What are you looking to do today? Are you just having a browse? This is the kind of thing that we are. Point you in the right direction. If you say, I want to go and have a look at something that's in the £5,000 to £7,000 bracket, they'll go right upstairs. You've got the custom shop vendor. There's custom shop Gibsons and the Sirs. Go and have a look at that. Yeah. They'll give you a cup of coffee if you want a cup of coffee. It's a really warm, friendly atmosphere. And for somebody to go into there and treat them the way that those scumbags treated them, of just get the staff members away as quickly as possible without being rude, so that they could sneak upstairs, find the most expensive guitar they can, break it off the wall. He's clearly got the technique down, because he touches the guitar and within seconds he's broken out of the locking wall hanger that they've got the guitar on, and it's slid straight into her pocket. They're clearly hardened criminals that do this on a regular basis. Yeah, slide it into the pocket of that trench coat, close it down, and as they come down the stairs, they bump into another staff member who says, "Oh, I hope you've had it," or is saying something along the lines of, "I hope you've had a good experience. If you need anything, let us know." Opens the door for them on the way out. Yeah, and they just walk past like nothing's wrong. It's just disgusting. Yeah, completely. And this, I mean, if you want to kind of see what happened, and you want to share that and make sure that people are aware, there are loads of people online sharing it. It's in the gear exchanges. It's in all of the in the guitar groups online. I'm not entirely sure if it was shared in ours yet. It's definitely something that will be. What I'm almost begging is that as a guitar community, we don't let these people win. They need to be found, number one. I think that is in our power as a kind of community of people. We do what we can. We raise awareness. We share. We make sure that this guitar cannot be sold. Yeah, and it's they're on some of the in the gear exchange. I know Lee Anderton or somebody from Anderton's had posted that they'd been caught on video stealing from the Anderton store as well. Yep. There's rumours going around that they've been seen on CCTV stealing other instruments as well, saxophones and all sorts. So they're clearly people who are going out and know exactly what they're doing. Whether they're stealing to order, I don't know, but there's no way that if this, certainly that PRS is so distinctive, the flame on that 11 grand PRS, if you saw that come up on the gear exchange, or if you saw that in person, you'd know straight away what that guitar was. Yes. And in the Peach video, I urge anybody, so even if you aren't part of any of these forums, seek out Peach on Facebook, just have a look. They tell you the serial number of the guitar.
Yeah.
They also tell you because it's part of a special run as well. There's other signatures on the back of the headstock.
Yeah.
It's a guitar that you cannot mistake for anything else. If you get a whiff about this guitar, report it to the police immediately. Just make sure that these people have a worthless instrument and they've wasted their time with this horrible thing that they've done. So at least they're punished in that way. Hopefully we can get them caught, because they need to be taken off the streets, because this is just a disgusting act of humanity. This is the worst possible thing you could do to a guitar store, is something along those lines.
And what I would like to propose to people who want to keep guitar stores a friendly environment and a place that you want to go. Because if people like this see that this is an option, that this is an opportunity, then guitar stores will have no other option but to clamp down on security and make everything so difficult that it makes the whole guitar store experience less enjoyable. So, for myself, the solution lies with all of us. And if you are in a guitar shop, be vigilant. Look around and try and be aware of people who are in the guitar shop. And if there is anyone acting suspicious, do your little bit. Keep your eye on some people. Because if you catch someone doing something, then you're making this social media outcry. It's unneeded, because you'll have caught them in the moment. You'll have prevented that from happening at the source. And I think for me, if we can band together as a community to make this so that the criminals see that we are a brotherhood, a sisterhood of like-minded people who won't let it happen in our not on our turf, not to our places, to our stomping grounds. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, totally agreed. And if you do see something that looks dodgy and you haven't got time to stick around, mention it to the staff.
Yeah.
To say, keep an eye on that guy. I'm not sure what he's up to.
Yeah.
And it may come down, and it may be nothing, and he might be, just a bit of that's the way his body language is.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, but as long as there's some, if you get an inkling about somebody, everybody will have a better experience if we clamp down on this and stop it from ever happening again.
Yeah.
You will have a far better, because otherwise it's going to come down to, instead of guitars being on the wall with plastic locks, they're going to be either in cases or they're going to be locked behind glass shutters, or you're going to have to speak to people to even kind of look around the guitar rather than just, I want to take it off the wall. You won't be able to feel the fretboard, feel the neck radius or anything. You won't be able to do anything without having to speak to somebody. It'll make guitar shops feel like a more hostile place, and everywhere will have to do it, because if this continues to happen, shops are going to have to put things in place, and it's going to make it's going to make the experience of going to a guitar shop less enjoyable, and that's a detriment to everybody, including the guitar shop. They're going to see a reduction in sales because people aren't going to enjoy the thing so much. You're going to not enjoy going to guitar shops as much, and it should be, shopping for a guitar should be a great experience.
Yes, exactly.
And these people are going to ruin that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to cater for the bottom denominator, don't you? The lowest possible denominator. And if these people are allowed to thrive on the goodwill of our guitar shops, then that goodwill will diminish. It's simple as that. The fact that they've managed to steal an 11 grand guitar as well is ridiculous. But hopefully, with the way that we're banding around this, it will make that piece of property so hot that they are unable to shift it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're gonna end it on quite a serious note this week. But it's something that you can hear us. We're passionate about this.
Very, very much so.
Because I've had so many great experiences in guitar shops. And something that I'm planning on doing is actually going to Peach, because I've heard how just how warm and welcoming and how much of a brilliant environment it is. And I'm still planning on going to Peach at some point to experience that. And I hope that when I do get to Peach, it is still that warm and welcoming environment where the people have told me about, and that they haven't had to change their ethos because of some low-life, bottom-of-the-barrel people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's where we're going to end it today. If you want to find me on Tinterwebs, you go facebook.com/budgetpearlchop, instagram.com/budgetpearlchop. You go on the Fret Talk group, which is Fret Talk Podcast under Facebook groups. If you want to see and hear from Matt has got a new podcast. And what is that podcast called, Matt?
It has a name this week, so it's the Brad Bookers podcast, and it is about wrestling. And I'm sure most of you don't care, but for anybody that does, at the moment it's only on YouTube. We are in the process of getting it on Acast and Stitcher, and long term we will get it on iTunes, but there is a whole rigmarole around that.
Yeah, I'm sure I can give you a little bit of a hand if you need some info on that. Because I've been doing this a while now, Matt.
One of the other guys just had a podcast in the past that got to YouTube, but that's like it got to iTunes, but that was about 5 years ago. So somebody who's had a bit more recent thing, I might need to send you a message after this. But
by all means.
And if you want to get in touch with me, it's either facebook.com/switchiom or @ManxChels on Twitter. At the moment, that's all going to. I was going to say there's some Twitter polls about our other podcast as to whether I do a forfeit or not, but they'll have closed by the time this gets released.
Yeah.
So that's not.
Yeah, keep watching that if you want to make Matt do something stupid, because
at the moment I am winning on the poll of who gets to do the forfeit, because we did some predictions for a pay-per-view. Everybody got the same amount of matches correct, so we've put it out to Twitter to who's going to do the forfeit. And at the moment, as of an hour ago when I last looked at it, I was on 50%, and the next nearest person was on 15%.
I think I might have to join in on that one. Try and get you the forfeit, Matt.
It's @ManxChels on Twitter, and from there you'll see my retweets of the polls asking for help. Hopefully, I did tweet a big YouTuber, and hopefully he shared it to make one of his former teaching colleagues, who also is on the cast with me. Hopefully we're going to get him to do it, but I don't know whether people will get behind Kev or not. But if they do, then I won't have to do it, because he'll just say, please vote for Smoothman to his 5,000 Twitter followers, and that'll get me saved. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that happens, but I don't know.
Cool. And if you do listen to the Fret Talk podcast and want to make Matt do something stupid, that's where you do it.
Yeah.
And I feel almost duty bound to give Moog a little shout out this week, because we mentioned him so much. So I believe it's facebook.com/rapscallion. Or Rapscallion Band. I can never remember. I think it's in the show notes, but don't quote me. Yeah, so Rapscallion, it's chap rock. Very British.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been us for tonight. It's been mostly light-hearted fun and a bit of finger wagging at naughty people. And we've still got like a good half a podcast left to do. So that'll have to wait for next week anyway. I'm going to
bonus Patreon.
No, this podcast is free, and it will be as free as long as I can keep it free. I love free things, and I love you guys.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, Fret Talk out. Tatty bye.
Tatty bye. Possibly the best outro we've ever done.